Welcome to part 5 of the Uplevel Forever series. We have talked about identity, we have talked about environment, we have talked about upleveling our mindset, we have talked about upleveling our wardrobe. Today we are talking about upleveling our finances. I do not think that we can talk about upleveling our lives without talking about our finances. Money is something that is a part of our lives. It is never going away, and therefore I think it is very crucial to create a very personal relationship with our finances so that we know where we stand financially and we can use this, controversial thing to our benefit. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I am saying here is financial advice. I'm just a girl on YouTube making a video about her financial journey. But I have learned a lot, and I am now at a place where I am debt-free. I have enough saved for my taxes this year. I'm investing monthly, and I'm at a really good place financially now. So I can't wait to share my experience with you guys. I also wanted this video to be kind of more of like a sit down and chat style. I feel like a lot of the videos on my channel, like 99.9% of them, are very like me talking at you. And I want this to be a little bit more like casual, like I'm talking with you, because I feel like it helps me connect with you better, and I prefer these kinds of videos. So let me know if you prefer this kind of video or like kind of more of an instructional kind of video, because that also helps me know what kind of videos to make. Last thing before we get into the video, I have created a Notion dashboard based off of this series called the Uplevel Forever dashboard. We have a morning journal, a habit tracker, a sleep tracker where you can track all things good and wellness. There is an evening journal where you can record your end of day notes. I really enjoy doing this, kind of like recapping the day. Then there is a whole resource section where we have mental health resources, wellness resources, and wardrobe resources. There's everything in here from workouts to how to gua sha, how to lymphatic drainage, seasonal fruits. Pretty much everything you can ever imagine is in this dashboard, and I hope you guys put it to good use and enjoy it as much as I do. I have talked about this in multiple videos. Like, I'm pretty sure I try to talk about it in every single video, but I started getting really in touch with my finances by tracking them all manually. So I started following an account on Instagram probably like 3 or 4 years ago called My Wealth Diary, and I am obsessed with her account. She has been one of my biggest teachers in learning about money and becoming financially responsible. So she sells a dashboard that I purchased 3 years ago, and I track every single one of my transactions on this dashboard. I know to the penny exactly how much I have made and exactly how much I have spent. And y'all, the first year I used this dashboard, it's embarrassing how much of my income I spent on things that were like needless spending on like miscellaneous home decor and clothes and just things that I should not have been spending money on. But I was like a new person with a credit card, and I was like, spend, spend, spend. If you do one thing from this video, I highly recommend you begin manually tracking your finances. It's a tedious process, and it takes about maybe like 20 to 30 minutes a week from me, but I know exactly how much I'm spending. And the other thing is that I got my sister to start doing this, and she's like, Lauren, I would stop myself from purchasing something because I knew I was going to have to record it later. Now, there are budgeting apps that you can use if you want to do that, and it's a little bit easier. It plugs it in everything for you automatically. The reason that I prefer using a manual dashboard is because I have to manually input every single transaction. So I'm aware of how much I'm spending on things that I really shouldn't be spending money on, things that are not aligned with my values, which is something we're gonna be talking about next. It's just, I guess the budgeting apps were just too passive for me. Like, it was doing everything automatically, so I would just kind of briefly glance at it and then wouldn't do anything about it. But now that I'm manually tracking everything, I guess I'm just learning from it better. And so I highly recommend manually tracking your finances. I have an affiliate link for her dashboard down below, so I will link that. It's the best dashboard I've ever seen on tracking your finances, and y'all, it's amazing. I can't rave about it enough. So like I said, following My Wealth Diary on Instagram, she was kind of the main catalyst for me beginning my financial journey, because I had never seen someone sharing their income or how much they spend every single month. So that was just very helpful for me. The next thing I began doing was I began educating myself. The first finance book I read was I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. And this is basically a all-encompassing book on creating a very healthy relationship with your finances. So Ramit talks about creating values so that you spend money where you want to be spending money and have money for the things that you want money for. He talks briefly about credit cards, financial advisors, the best places to be investing and how to know how to invest properly. I think some of the concepts, if you know nothing about being financially literate at all, if you're not financially literate at all, it can be a little like over your head, but I personally think it's a great place to start. The next thing I would do is I would just watch YouTube videos. So after reading Ramit's book, I was like, okay, I should probably start investing. So I would just YouTube like how to invest in the S&P 500 with Schwab. And it would just take me step by step. Click this button, connect your bank account, do this, transfer the money here, invest the money this way. YouTube is a great asset and it's free. So I learned a lot about money on YouTube. And the second book that I think is super great, I have not read it yet, but I have been following Deeper Than Money on social media for 2 years, I think now. I actually met Chloe, the founder of Deeper Than Money, randomly for a very brief like half day skiing in Breckenridge. And I had no idea that she was this like financial whiz. And if you are in any sort of debt or you just have like a guilty relationship with money, like you'll spend money but you feel guilty about it, she is the best person to follow. And like I said, I hadn't read her book, but the reviews on her book are outstanding. People are loving her book, and it's just a really great resource for creating a healthy relationship with money where you don't feel guilty spending because you're spending within your values, even if you have debt. So she's a great mentor in that area. So I've talked about a few times, you might have heard me mention creating money values. Both Ramit Sethi and Chloe Elise talk about this in their books. The idea of creating money values is for the purpose of spending money where you actually want to be spending money. I think it's very common for us to spend money on things that bring us instant gratification, but drain our bank accounts so that when there's something that like really tugs at our heartstrings that we really want to purchase, we don't have money for it because we've spent it on all these other silly things. So in Ramit's book, I Will Teach You to Be Rich, he shares the example of this woman who like basically lived in a shoebox but had like $40,000 worth of shoes, which kind of sounds like Carrie Bradshaw. But her value, she did not care about living in the nicest place. She didn't care about living in the most beautiful apartment. She loved fashion and she loved shoes. And so while that might not make sense to someone else, it made sense for her. So we're all human, we're all unique. And so we all have different things that we value in life. And I think the demise of social media has been us becoming so obsessed with consumer culture and being told that we need this thing to fit this lifestyle and this thing to look this way or to fit in with these people. And I found myself purchasing things inspired by social media that did align with the image of myself that I had for myself, but I didn't need, if that makes sense. So for example, I have spent probably hundreds of dollars on skincare for the last 2 months. I actually have makeup on it right now, you can't really see, but I have perioral dermatitis. So I have been using 0 skincare products for the last 2 months, and my skin looks exactly the same. Like, I don't need these skincare products to make my skin look beautiful. And so that's just one example of ways that I personally have been influenced to buy things, because wrinkle-free and no pores and et cetera, and I don't actually need it. Like, it might have been doing something a little bit, but there's natural ways to take care of your skin that are free. So the purpose of this is I created my own money values. So I figured out that I love being able to surprise my boyfriend, because my boyfriend pays for all of our dates. So I love being able to just like, he goes to the bathroom and I pay for the date real quickly. And I'd probably do that like maybe 5 times a year, but I like being able to do that. I want to be able to pay for a trip for me and my sister, or me and my dad, or me and my mom, or me and my brother to go on a trip together. Like, that is really important to me and something that I want to be able to do. I want to have money to go to Design District in Miami and purchase a $10,000 bag, and that's something that I want, you know? Like, I don't want to do that regularly, but it's something that I kind of want to have that experience. I've never had that experience before. And there's just little things that I want to be able to do with my money that I have not been able to do because I was spending my money on these little things that don't actually matter. I feel like I'm ranting here or I'm rambling, but hopefully you get my gist. So because I was tracking my finances, I was able to look back and see where I had been spending my money, and I was spending it totally misaligned with my values. And so I've been on a shopping hiatus for the last 4 months, and I have not been buying anything, and it has opened my eyes to how much I was spending on things that did not align with my values, and how good it feels to be spending money within my values. It's just like, it's the best feeling in the whole entire world. So once I feel like the cadence in these videos is like all over the place. This is what it's like talking with me in real life. Once I realized that I was spending misaligned with my values, I started keeping a running list of things that I wanted to buy. So I would be like on the reel, or I would be scrolling on social media, or something like an ad would pop up or something, and I would click on it. And rather than impulsively buying it or using Afterpay or something like that, I started keeping a running list in my notes of the thing that I wanted to buy. So I'm probably gonna have it on the screen here. So what I do is I write it out what it is. So I'll write like pink Samba sneakers, and then I will hyperlink it, and then I will put next to it the price that I wanted, or the price, how much it cost. And it's crazy because I would go back and look at the list every now and then whenever I was like in a shopping mood, and some of the things on there are so silly, like things that I 100% would have purchased, and when I go back and look at this list, I'm like, why did I want that? It's just crazy. So it definitely helps with instant gratification. It helps with me at least, it helps with impulse purchasing. And it helps me see, like, because there are some things on the list that I'm like, ooh, I really, really want, like, I really want to buy it before it goes out of sale, or someone else buys it if it's like on the reel or something. And it also helps me see where things are aligned with my values. This is just a super simple way of seeing where you might be spending your money, and then checking back and seeing where it's aligned or misaligned with your values. This has just helped me so much, especially with impulse purchasing. So highly recommend this. The last thing that I have been doing, this is a new thing that I have been doing for my relationship with money, has been EFT tapping. So I can imagine I'm gonna be talking about EFT tapping a lot more in my future videos. This is something that my mom used to do with me when I was severely depressed in high school. And EFT tapping is the emotional freedom technique. So essentially what it is your body has certain meridian points. So top of your head, front of your eyebrows, side of your eyes, under your nose, under your chin. I might be missing one. And then on your clavicle, like right here. And what this meridian points are connected to is what scientists believe are kind of like neural pathways in your brain. And so what EFT tapping is you're basically rewiring your brain and how you think about certain things. So for a long time, I had this belief that it was not possible for me to be making money, enough money to support myself, doing something that I love. I thought that you had to grind, I thought you had to work hard, I thought it had to be stressful in order to make a lot of money. And then the other belief that I had was that even if I were to make a lot of money, it wouldn't last. I would be broke the next month, or clients wouldn't come in, or I would be fired or something. So I had this resistance to even starting to make a lot of money because I thought it would go away the next day. So I have been using EFT tapping to kind of rewire my thoughts around this. And it's just crazy the results that you have. Some people get results like immediately after tapping. Some people get results, you know, like a few weeks later. But I do this consistently every single day. I do this about social anxiety. I do this about like even just the way I look and be loving who I am. People do this about relationships. People do this about parenting. Any sort of block that you feel that you have about something, you can use EFT tapping for. But we're talking about money in this video. So there are free resources on YouTube for EFT tapping around money, any sort of block that you have, whether you think that money is evil, whether that's your block, whether you think it's not possible to make a lot of money, whatever it is, there's an EFT tapping course for it on YouTube. So I will link some of them down below. Brad Yates is a very popular EFT tapping mentor, but I just think it's great to challenge the way you think about money and then rewire it, because we all deserve financial abundance. I think it's like our birthright, and we're not meant to suffer, you know? So anyways, action steps for this video. I encourage you to follow My Wealth Diary on Instagram. She's just a very to the point, no bull crap Instagram account on finances, and I will have her dashboard linked down below, which carries me into the second action step, which is begin tracking your finances. If you take one thing away from this video, I highly recommend tracking your finances. I recommend obviously the dashboard that I use from My Wealth Diary. I think it's about $25 or $35. It does randomly do sales sometimes, and then I think that my affiliate link also gives you a discount as well, so I will have that linked down below. You can also use a budgeting app if you wish. I feel like I really hit the point home of tracking them manually, but whatever you wish. The point is begin tracking your finances so that you know exactly how much you're making and you know exactly how much you're spending. Number 3, I encourage you to buy the books I Will Teach You to Be Rich and Deeper Than Money. You can get them on Kindle, you can get them the hard copies. I will have those linked down below as well in my Amazon storefront. And then the last action step is for you to begin creating a running list of the things that you want to buy. So the next time you feel like you're making an impulse purchase, you do have to be a little bit mindful about this. Put it in your notes app and just write things that I want to buy. You could see on the list that I made, I have like high priority, low priority, medium priority, and then I created a separate section for clothes. I like categorizing my purchases this way. It helps me see, you know, things that I want to be buying via category. That is the last action step for this video. Comment if you guys like this kind of chatty style better. I feel like I do tend to ramble about some things sometimes, like I'm doing right now. But yeah, I'm really enjoying creating this series for you guys, and I hope you guys are learning things as well. So I will see you in the next video. We're talking about fitness and creating a fitness routine that is something that we actually look forward to doing and gives us the result that we're looking for. So I will see you guys in that video, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.